Hey Beach Bums, thanks for tuning in, and first and foremost, thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. You guys are incredible. I can't believe we hit it this year. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen because views and subscriptions and everything have gone way down. It's definitely slowed down a lot here towards the end of the year, so I was kind of nervous. Wasn't sure, but you guys pulled me through. Thank you. So I just made a cut, but I'm going to try and film this without putting any cuts in there. So it'll just be kind of raw talking to you guys. So I won't edit anything out or try not to unless something weird happens. But anyway, what the video is titled, just going to get right to it. The outdoor industry on social media in general is on the struggle bus. We're hurting a little bit. It's been a difficult year, and it continues to get difficult. And there are some things, and I'm going to get to it, that I think you can do to help. And we're going to talk about that. But just to explain, so first off, you probably came across some videos. It's been a little bit now, like several weeks ago, where several YouTubers were demonetized. Their channels were completely demonetized. It was hunting channels, a few fishing channels. And a lot of that, it wasn't really as bad as necessarily I think it was made out to be. I think there was like one employee at YouTube that didn't like the channels and demonetized them, which is kind of scary in and of itself, that one person can just say, hey, I don't like these channels, and do that when it affects your income and your family and all that. Anyway, it didn't affect any of us. My channel was not affected by it. Most people that I know that I'm close with personally, they were not affected by it. Saw several, people making these videos about that. But so there was that, and will be a day. We've talked about it before, as a community, and understand that there probably will come a day when you won't be able to monetize outdoor content on these platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all these things, just because we don't really line up our values in the outdoor industry. We don't necessarily line up with the people at the top of these organizations, and how they view our lifestyle is not how we view our lifestyle, and they don't necessarily agree with it. So there probably will come a day where they're like, hey, you know what you guys do, we don't like it. They're going to view it as animal cruelty and all this stuff, and probably be like, yeah, we're just not going to put ads on your stuff, and we're not going to allow you to make money on our platforms, which that day has not come, but there's just always these little clues, like, you know what, it's coming. So we try to plan for that, and we understand that day probably eventually will come, and we can't rely on ad revenue forever. But something that's going on right now, and it happens every so often, but you don't ever really know when it's going to kind of not recover. We're seeing a drastic reduction in viewership. Now, it could be partly due to the time of year. Less people are viewing a lot of this stuff, and there's just other things going on, and we see that. We see drops in views from time to time during different seasons. But right now, a lot of outdoor channels that I'm seeing, because me and Brant, we keep tabs on all this stuff. Like, we keep up with a lot of channels and try to keep up with their views and kind of see what kind of views they're getting versus what they normally get. And we try to keep really close eyes on everything so we can kind of gauge how our videos are doing compared to the rest of the industry, and make sure we're on track and kind of keeping up with where we should be. Anyway, our views, everybody's views, everybody's down. Views are down across all platforms. It's not just YouTube, it's Facebook, it's everything. It's a lot harder right now for fishing channels and outdoor channels to get viewership. What that affects is obviously our income to do what we do, and some people don't agree with the fact oh, you shouldn't be able to make money doing what you do. But if you enjoy content, this is nothing new, okay? And there have been TV shows and all kinds of things where they're paid from advertisers, and they're getting paid to produce entertainment, which is the same thing we're doing. But we get comments all the time like, you're a sellout, whatever. But if you want to enjoy content for free that you don't have to pay for, that's entertainment or educational or whatever, there has to be a way for the person producing that content to earn an income. Because if you want quality content, it's got to be paid. I mean, you can, of course, if there's no compensation, you're going to get what you pay for, right? Which is, it's not going to be great quality. So to have decent quality content where you have people that are like full-time trying to produce quality content, it's going to take money and an income to have the quality. So that's where we're at. So, I mean, I know people don't agree with that, but that's the life we live. So it's important that we're able to make money doing what we do. With the reduction in views and kind of where we're trending right now, like basically this month, I'm taking like a 75% decrease in income. That's a pretty big difference. So like if you're making like $5,000 a month and then you take a 75% decrease, that's like $1,200. So you're making like $5,000 a month and then that drops to like $1,200 bucks. So it's a pretty big drop, which is fine. Like, it happens, we prepare for that. Like, we don't spend all our money. I'm still dealing with a little bit of, let me drink some coffee. I might cut that a little bit right there, but we plan for that. I mean, so it's not like we're going to be on the street or anything, but still, it sucks when you're getting a certain amount of money and then it's cut by 75%. Kind of hurts. Sometimes that it does, the hope is, that'll increase, change, but it may or may not. So what that means is like, okay, if this is what it is and we continue to see these inconsistencies, we can continue to see these slices in views, which is really confusing because like right now I'm getting less views than when I was like half the size as far as subscribers. And it's like your videos, and I'm not the only one seeing this, and when your videos like have this audience where you post and you get like a certain amount of views and then all of a sudden that's cut like that drastically. So where do those people go? Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So like YouTube's just not promoting those videos and getting them in front of as many people. It's just, there's really never, we try to figure this stuff out. And that's why we post crazy titles and crazy thumbnails and do crazy things. And we're always changing things up because we're always just trying to figure out, okay, how the heck can we get these videos in front of our audience again? Because YouTube has made this moving target. So it's very difficult. But what you can do to help as a viewer, and if you enjoy the content, and this goes not just for my channel, but like any YouTuber, any channel that you follow, that you enjoy, I would encourage you to do this in order to support them. Of course, if you enjoy the content, like that's the qualifier right there. If you enjoy the content. If not, unsubscribe, don't watch their stuff. Like if you don't like it, there's no need for you to be there. But if you do enjoy the content, make sure you, first of all, subscribe. So hit the subscribe button. If you haven't done that and you do happen to enjoy my content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Number 2, hit the notifications. So like you can click the bell and make sure that your notifications are turned on for that channel so that when that YouTuber or content creator, when they post something, you get a notification. I had to put in another cut there. Still trying to clear my throat. But if you, number 3, if you enjoy the content, make sure you watch the videos. And it's really that simple, and it's just keeping up with the YouTuber. That's the way that you can support them and support the channel. Because I don't know that YouTube is always putting our videos in front of the people that actually enjoy our content. So just make sure you've got everything turned on. And also, like, if you know that you want to watch these videos from a particular YouTuber, myself or anybody else, just, go check out their channel. Make sure you're not missing any videos. Go look at your subscription feed. Scroll through that. Make sure you're watching the videos. Like that helps us. And helps us be able to keep going and continue to do what we are doing. Because if it continues to trend this way, where we aren't able to make the money that we need to make, we may have to pivot and go a completely different direction if we want to continue in this industry at all, or shoot, we may have to like get a completely different job. Like if we can't earn money doing this, so like that content will just have to go away. Like we will have to move on with our lives if we can't continue to earn an income here. Ultimately, it's up to you guys, the audience, to determine whether or not an industry will thrive or not. And that's regardless of what these platforms do. If you continue to watch the videos and you continue to make sure that you're watching the content of the creators that you enjoy, they'll continue to be successful. Of course, it may put a little bit more work on you if, for whatever reason, the algorithms are just not making it super easy and putting those videos right in front of you. You may have to go search for them a little bit more. But if you really want to like say, hey, we're not going anywhere, that's the best way to do it. It's that simple. Just make sure you're subscribed, make sure your notification's up. Any channel that you enjoy, especially in the outdoor industry. And also go further, because sometimes like those notifications don't even get sent out. I get messages and comments all the time like, hey, I'm not getting the notifications for your videos, despite the fact that I requested for those notifications to be turned on. So you may have to just go and click the channels that you really want to support and go see if they've posted anything recently. Well, I did have to put some cuts in there. I do have a cold. I did test negative for the other stuff. I'm fine. I have not felt sick at all, other than the fact that I've been dealing with stuff in my throat. So, yes, I've been dealing with it for like a week. It's been very annoying, but I did get tested. I don't have the stuff, but it's just it's driving me crazy. So I did put some edits in there. I lied. I'm sorry. You don't want to hear me. I'm getting all choked up here, but that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Current state of the outdoor industry. It's up to us. We can do this. We can do it together. We can tell YouTube, Facebook, and all these other platforms, we're not going anywhere, but it's up to you guys. You can do it. Just make sure you don't let it slip through the cracks like they're trying to do. Thank you so much. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. And we'll be back with more fishing videos. You stay bummy.